worry about it. We'll hire you some other time. That's his answer instead of $800. What would you rather have, $800 in your pocket or somebody promising to hire you some other day where they might do the same thing to you?
This is the plaintiff, Mark. He says he owns one of the largest dueling piano companies in the country and was hired by the defendant to bring his act to his venue once a month. The contract states the dates are guaranteed and can't be canceled. For the show in May, the defendant told him there were not many reservations for the night and the bar wasn't going to be busy. Then the next day, he said the weather was going to be bad and told him he was canceling the night and just to bill him. The defendant never paid him. He's owed $1,100 and is suing for just that today. This is the defendant, Rob. He says the plaintiff's contract expired at the end of April, but he booked him for a May date and agreed to do it without signing a contract. Unfortunately, the weather was very bad in May, and since it was pouring down rain, he told him not to come that night, and that he would make it up to him in the summer when the place was packed. Since they had no contract, he feels he doesn't owe the plaintiff for the canceled date, and he feels the judge will agree. He's accused of hitting a sour note.
All parties, please use your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Okay, Mark, you've asked to be referred to only by your first name.
Yes.
You are suing Rob. Okay, let's get this straight. You own a company that does what?
I own a Dueling pianos company. We provide rock and roll live entertainment for bars and restaurants all throughout the country.
Do you actually play?
I am not just the president, I'm also a performer, yes.
And then there's another, so you bring in 2 pianos.
We bring in 2 keyboards or pianos, 2 of our roster of over 30 different performers. We do a 3-hour nonstop show that's all request, from Billy Joel to Bon Jovi, Britney Spears, Bruno Mars, Snoop Dogg, AC/DC. People sing, they drink, they dance. It's 3 hours straight every night.
Oh, God, I love it. All right, now,
So do we.
You, what is your job?
I'm the general manager of the park, Tap and Grill.
Okay. Now, you have done business with him many, many times at different venues, right?
Yes, probably 4 or 5 different venues over 8 years.
Okay. And so you hire him to do work at this venue?
Yes.
And you enter into a written contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody have a copy of that written contract?
I do.
Okay. And that written contract covers 3 months of performances, 1 time a week, was it?
1 time a month.
4 months, 1 time per month.
Okay, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, 4 times once a month. And how was it going when he would come in?
Not great.
Not great. And was that, do you think, their fault? No, because you keep hiring them. That you think it was just wasn't working out, wasn't what that audience wanted, wasn't.
In this line, you have to give it a few times to build momentum. Now, you never hit a home run right out of the park usually the first time.
Okay.
But you build that repetition of always building up, and then it just wasn't building.
Okay. So what happens is you perform in the 4 months of the contract, which are?
January through April.
And what happens?
At the end of the 4-month term, we checked back with Rob if he wanted to do another date. He had told us verbally he wanted to add a show for May. We emailed him, as per paragraph 7 there in the contract, request for written confirmation, which I also have, which he agreed to.
And he confirmed by email
in writing,
that,
which I have
yes,
here.
he wanted you to come in May.
Yes, that he wanted to do the on 1 more Thursday in May. So we had that written confirmation.
Let me see that, please. Okay.
Which then comports that date to the rest of the contractual
What happened in May?
The day of the show, we got a message that morning that he said, and I'm quoting, "We won't have anyone there to justify having the show," and canceled the show.
Because it was raining?
He said, "The weather is supposed to be bad all day. I don't see the point of the show tonight." And then he went on to say, "Cancel the show and you can bill me."
Okay, let me see that one.
Highlighted in blue. And again, as the defendant stated, we've done business together for many years in many different venues. He was well acquainted with our practices and our policies.
So what happened?
Like you said, the show wasn't going well, and the weather was horrible that week. And we would check in the weather back and forth, not just that day of, but there was been correspondence prior to that. And I believe I pulled a report from the weather from Linden Airport, which is about 20 miles away. We had a ½ inch of rain coming down of the night of the show. And then I also would like to submit some of the actual revenue
I don't
that
care
we brought
if it was hailing the night of the show.
Yeah.
The question is, do you have to pay them? That's the question. So what happened?
If I was
I saw your email. You're here as a representative for
Yes.
the grill that was hiring him,
Yes.
right? Okay, and that's who you're suing. You're suing. So my question is, why shouldn't they have to pay him if you cancel it that day? Tell me that.
If we were to end up paying him, and I would have made him come down, drive an hour, come down, set up, sit in the corner, and play for 3 hours by himself. It was a mutual thing where he didn't have to come down and play for himself and travel back and forth.
Right, but we do know when you guys had a written contract for those
Yes.
prior months, in that written contract, it specifically said that all performance dates are listed above are guaranteed to occur and cannot be canceled by the purchaser for any reason. And furthermore, it says all future performance dates, which this is a future performance date, the one we're talking about, once confirmed in writing, which it was because you sent an email confirming it, are guaranteed to occur and cannot be canceled for any reasons and are subject to the terms of this agreement. And the terms of this agreement are pay me. If you want to cancel, you got to pay me. Where does it become mutual? He's already hired 2 people.
Yeah.
He's planning to go, and you're making him lose $800. Why? How is that mutual? Yeah, no problem. I'll tell you what. I don't have to go and you don't have to pay me. How is that helpful to him? He can't book a gig that night. So how is that fair?
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Okay, I have a question for you. So this plaintiff owns a company called Dueling Pianos. And what it is 2 pianos on a stage, and there are 2 piano players, and the audience fires out requests, okay? And you want to see who's going to win the competition, who's better. Sounds kind of like fun. So if you're screaming out the requests, what song do you request? Think about that for a great piano type song. This should be kind of obvious if you think about the words piano. What do you say?
The Piano Man.
Yes, very good. Okay, that's good. What else? There's another one. What do you say?
I was going to say the Piano Man, but he's turning 50 today.
Wow, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're old.
Yes, I am.
Congratulations. What do you say?
Furry Lease is the only one I know. Furry Lease.
Who are the big, think about it, who are the big piano players on stage? Huh?
Billy Joel and Elton John.
See, he is old. See, 50 actually works down here. Good job going inside the courtroom.
Apparently, they're pretty sought after, right? Because he's got all these people on retainer. Well, I guess not retainer, but he's got a potential list of a lot of people. You've hired him a bunch of times. Well, don't worry about it. We'll hire you some other time. That's his answer instead of $800. What would you rather have, $800 in your pocket or somebody promising to hire you some other day where they might do the same thing to you?
Well, at the same time, I'd rather not lose the money of him coming down, spending the money, and not having people there for him to perform for.
Yeah, but if you wanted things,
Yeah.
see, here's the thing. You don't have a contract for May. I know that.
Yes.
And I know that's one of the things you said in your answer to the complaint. Well, for this one, there was no contract, so why should he get paid for it? Because you do have a contract for May. It's just not written. Your contract for May, okay, you got to stop bobbleheading. You're annoying me. Okay? The contract for May is oral. There's such a thing as an oral contract. And I know it happened because you agree it happened. And then you breach the contract by saying don't come. And then he's supposed to just eat it and not get paid? Why would I think that the terms of the verbal contract between you guys, the understanding between the parties, was anything other than it had been for the last 4 months? Especially when you send an email back saying, bill me.
Yeah.
Bill me, where I come from, means bill me. It doesn't mean, oh, I saved you a trip, so you're going to eat this whole. What happened, really? Did the owner not want to pay?
No, it's just.
Can't hold up. Are you still the manager there?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me what really happened. What really happened, because I'm sure you felt he should get paid. So the owner who left you holding the bag here today is the one who didn't want to pay him. Did you argue for him at least? Did you tell him how?
We have discussions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Now, what's this other $300? Money owed for late fees and court costs. What's that?
Well, we have agreements with our performers the same as we do with venues, and the performers are supposed to be getting paid by us
Right.
within
Also,
7
the performers
days.
show up that day and work, and then they're
Right.
standing
They
there
have
after
kids
working
and
right.
car
yeah.
payments, and so they expect a prompt payment from me as I do from my bar clients.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't pay them within 7 days, I'm obligated to pay
So
them.
did
late
you
fees.
pay them, or did you tell them to wait?
Yeah. My word is it's all I have.
So in this contract, what it says is if you don't pay us the evening of said performance, which of course isn't, that's not the situation we have here
Right.
because there wasn't a performance.
Right. It's within
All right,
7 days.
All right. And you're saying it's within 7 days because here it says there'll be a $200 additional charge plus an additional $100 per week of said payment or any part thereof that's so every 7 days you're tacking on another $100?
Well, we put that in there just to promote prompt payment. We've never, otherwise we'd be seeking a massive amount of money because we're waiting much more than 2 or 3 weeks here to get paid. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for what's reasonable since my guys have been waiting to get paid.
Well, your guys haven't been waiting to get paid. Stop talking to me about those poor guys.
Right.
It's you. You want to get paid.
Well,
all right.
I guess my
so
guys
why
would
do you
include my
get
kids
why do you get the other $300? Because you've had to wait. Why don't you just get prejudgment statutory interest from the date that it should have been paid to you?
Within reason, there's standard practice for allowing a one-time late fee, which we've had done in.
Yeah, I'm not going to allow it a $300 late fee. I am going to order them to pay you the $800. And would you guys the guys who would actually play would also get tips that night when they played?
Yes. Oh yes.
What kind of how generous are people?
Extremely.
But doesn't it depend on the bar and the people?
There's some.
How generous had this venue been?
At this bar, players averaged between $100 and $200 each per show.
Wow, that's really good. What's the name of that chain? I used to do this. Howl at the Moon. That's it. It's been plaguing me this whole time.
And
Is that chain still open?
My competitor. There you go.
That's your competitor?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to order them to pay you the $800. I'm going to what was the night that this was supposed to happen? May what?
17th.
So as of May, I'm going to order them to pay you whatever the statutory prejudgment interest is since May 17th. Actually, since a week after May 17th, because I think that would have been acceptable. And of course, your court costs in coming to court, because it shouldn't cost you a penny to have to come and chase the money. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff prevails. He will get $800 plus some accrued interest. It's not exactly what he was seeking. I have a feeling you're not shocked that he won this case.
Not overly shocked, but it's a worthy battle.
The judge kind of feels you were kind of pushed into this by the owners of the bar. Is that right?
Pretty much. I'm a representative of the bar, so I'm doing what I'm told.
Do what you're told.
Yes.
Will you ever book him again?
Possibly. If the position's right and there's actually a following for him to come out for it.
I mean, he makes it sound like he does a good show, but you were kind of lukewarm on it. What?
At some locations, they've done a great show.
Yeah.
At this present location and our location in Atlantic City, they haven't.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
Okay. Very good. Okay, Mark, if you'll step out here. I must have sounded like you do a great job. I mean,
well, we do over 500 shows a year. If we're not doing a good job, then something's out of whack.
you
So
wouldn't be doing
our
it.
customers are pretty happy, yes.
Okay, well, good. You happy with the results?
I am. I think justice was served.
Good enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, in court, damages have to be precise, except small claims court, the judge is allowed to fudge a little bit to do justice. That's why the plaintiff got the tips. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Jenny Tunstall. She says she rented an apartment, and in the middle of her lease, the defendant sold the building. And now that she's moved out, he refuses to return her security deposit. She caused no damages. The defendant's a crook, and she's here suing for the $475 she's owed. This is the defendant, Charles Ahrens. He says the plaintiff owes him 19 months' worth of parking fees she never paid. That's why he's keeping her security. He tried explaining that to the plaintiff. She doesn't seem to want to admit she still owes him money. And so, here they are. He's accused of mistreating a tenant.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff rented an apartment from the defendant. The building went into foreclosure, and now the new owner is demanding more security from the tenant. But the defendant says she still owes him for 19 months in parking fees. It's the case of don't park it here.
Thank you, Douglas. Ajahn Tunsil, you are suing Charles Ahrens
Yes.
for $475, the amount of your security deposit. He's your former landlord, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you no longer live in that building, but while you were living there, the building transferred ownership. Is that right?
Yeah, I still live in the building.
Oh, you do still live in the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, I rented out the apartment from him. He leased it out to me in March.
Okay.
And probably like a month in, I get a letter on my door from like a new owner saying he owns the building now.
Okay.
And he's asking for first month's rent, first month's security. So I'm thrown off because I'm like, what's going on?
So you got to come up with 3 months again?
Pretty much, yeah. So
But how much had you paid him?
For rent for him was $475.
No, but how had you paid him first, last, and security a month earlier?
Yeah, I did. I paid him for rent and security, first month's rent and security.
Okay, so the first month's rent you had lived,
Yeah.
and then he has your security.
Yes.
And then the new owner is asking for the next month, that's first month for him,
Yes.
last month, and a security. Did you tell him why didn't you get it from the old owner?
Yeah, I'm basically asking him questions like, how does this work? Because now I have to sign a new lease with the new
Did you
owner.
sell the building or did you get foreclosed on?
Foreclosed.
Oh. So somebody bought it, I guess, at auction in the foreclosure?
Yes.
All right. Now, you say something in an answer to the complaint that did you own 2 buildings that were adjacent?
Yes.
Okay. Is this the only one that got foreclosed on?
Yes.
All right. So your new landlord made you pay last month and another security deposit?
Yes.
And you agreed to it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a lease with him or no?
Yes.
Listen, the new owner takes it subject to whatever rights and obligations are already there. You could have forced him to just accept what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lease?
Yes.
And the lease was for you to pay how much?
For Charles, it was $475 for rent.
And then the new person comes in and says, I'm not going to respect that lease?
No.
Yeah, no, he would have had to. That's horrifying. And now you got to pay how much in rent?
$550.
That stinks. Did you sign a new lease with him?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have it's not even like you can do anything about it now. You didn't have to sign a new lease. He would have had to just eat it for the rest of the term. But we're not here to talk about that. Bygones are bygones. So you do pay him the new security, and then you tell him, hey, I need my security back from you. And what's he say?
He's told us, well, me and the other tenants there, that he was going to give us the security back. And then he even wrote us a letter saying that he would return our security back.
Would or wouldn't?
He would.
And then?
Never even got it.
Did you ever call him, or he stopped taking your calls, or how'd that work out?
I called him, and he said he would give it back to me on this type of week, on this day. Never got it back. So at this point, I'm like, am I ever going to get the security back?
As part of our leasing, the lease I asked for was $550. I learned of this foreclosure and became apparent it was going to consummate.
It was going to what?
It was going to happen.
How long had you not been paying the mortgage? Because foreclosures don't happen in 20 minutes.
No, that's not
How long had you not been paying the mortgage?
approximately a year.
A year. So it wasn't like you read the tea leaves. You have not been paying it for a year, so of course it's inevitable. Okay, so then what happens?
As to the timing of it, in any event, the rent that I offered was $550. When I decided the foreclosure was imminent, I reduced the rent to $475 and asked her to rent a space in my parking lot for $25 a month.
Okay.
Resulting in a net saving to her of $50 a month.
Okay.
And she agreed.
And then?
And she refused to pay the $25.
Right, but you only owned the place for a month. How long did you own the place for?
Which place?
No, I'm sorry. How long was she your renter?
May 1st.
When did you get foreclosed on?
May 20. Well,
So we're talking about 1 month's time?
Yes.
Okay, so even if your theory that she's supposed to pay $25 every month for parking were true, why would you keep her $475 deposit?
To make up for the $25 in lost revenue over the period of the lease, 19 months.
You don't own it. You can't collect rent on it ever again, including the $25 for the parking space that you also don't own. Are you nuts?
I own the parking space.
Is a parking space separate from
Yes,
the
it
building?
is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And the people in
Where
that
is the
building
parking space?
adjacent to the other building. And the people in the building that was foreclosed on are not allowed to park in that parking lot.
Ah, okay. Now you're making sense.
So when you rent an apartment, if the landlord sells the building, is the landlord required to give your security to the new owner?
I would assume so. I mean, if the security deposit doesn't come back to you, what about the rent?
Yeah, I mean, you don't think about this, but it happens sometimes. What do you say?
It should have, the contract should go with the new owners, because you sign a contract with the previous owners. If they sell it, it should go to the new owner.
Makes sense to me, going inside the courtroom.
All right. Is it accurate that you park your car in that place?
Yes, but I don't. I never did.
Did you never park? Did you ever agree to park your car there?
Because it was part of it was like a verbal agreement that
in order to pay $475 in rent.
Yeah.
Which didn't happen. But so did you park your car there for the 1 month?
No, I always parked on the street.
No, but were you privileged to park your car there?
Oh, I was, but I just chose
to park on the street.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How would that still? I understand what you're saying, but how on earth do you think that if you entice somebody, your rent will only be $475, net savings to you of $50? So all you got to do is pay for a $25 parking space over in this part, and then it's a savings over the $550. And then she says yes, and then life changes for her because you don't own it, and you can't deliver on that promise of her rent being $475. And now she has to pay $550. Why would she have to continue to pay for the parking space? She can cancel anytime she wants. And plus, why wouldn't she when she didn't get the benefit of that deal you finagled?
Your Honor, I advised her, as I advised the other tenants, the lease that I prepared for them was ironclad, and it had to.
No, you're right.
It had to be followed.
Right, but some bullied her into. Okay, do you have that lease?
I do.
Okay, now the problem you have is you have no standing to enforce that lease. You relinquished the standing. Does the lease have say about the parking or no?
No, it says parking is not included.
No.
It does say
it say you are renting from me for 19 months a parking space at this place?
No.
Okay, so you don't even have that going for you. All right. Yeah. No. I'm ordering you to return to her everything but $25 of her security deposit. And you will be returning to her $450. That's just wrong for you to keep that. That's my verdict.
Well, in a relatively short and sweet case, Mr. Aarons, it didn't work out for you. You don't get to keep all that 19 months of $25 parking fees. No go. You get it for 1 month. That's
Yes,
it.
that's correct.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Woman broke her word. There wasn't anything in writing, but it was not coerced or whatever. I reduced her rent $50 a month, which...
but that didn't last.
No, she was foolish enough. I also advised her that lease is as good as gold. He has no right. Just walk into the judge. The judge is going to throw it right out.
Yeah, you're right.
And she didn't listen to me, so she's paying actually now $75 more a month than she would have.
But at least she doesn't have to pay you more parking. How about that?
Oh, yeah, the parking is off the table.
Okay.
I'll survive.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good try. Mr. Turnstile, good idea that you came to court. Don't you think so?
Absolutely, 100%.
Do you feel bad that you got bullied into signing a new lease?
A little bit now that I know that I didn't have to sign a new lease, but first time having an apartment, I don't know.
He says he told you it was ironclad, but...
Yeah, I just chose not to listen.
Well, you live and learn, right?
Pretty much.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a good lesson for everybody, Harvey. What do you think?
Okay, just one quick point, Doug. If a landlord sells to a new owner, that new owner buys that place subject to all of the obligations that the landlord owed to his tenants and to others. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Kendra Lewis. She says she purchased a car from the defendant, and she knowingly sold her a car that leaked oil and was basically a piece of junk she unloaded on her. She can't believe that in this day and age there are still sneaky car saleswomen out there preying on unsuspecting customers like herself. Shame on her. She's suing for $5,000 for the return of her money for a defective car. This is the defendant, Deborah Moriano. She says the first complaint from the plaintiff came a few weeks after she purchased the car. She became very loud and verbal in her showroom about her defective tire, so she took a look. A woman ran over a very large screw and she fixed it for her for free. A few weeks later, she demanded her money back for the car, and in all her years of being in the car business, which is close to 60, she's never seen anything like this. She is accused of unloading a clunker.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff bought a car from the defendant and it leaked oil. It was a piece of junk, but the defendant says the plaintiff's a loudmouth and it was all over a tire issue. It's the case of I'm sick and tired of you.
Thank you, Douglas. Kendra Lewis, you are suing JTL Auto Incorporated, represented here by Deborah Maiorano.
That's correct.
And you're, what's your role in the company?
I'm the office manager, title
And you have
clerk.
authority by the owner, John Jones, to represent?
I do, indeed.
You're suing them for $5,000 because, according to you, they sold you a defective car. What happened?
In November of 2017, I bought a car. I put $3,000 down on a 2009 smart car.
Now, the smart cars, those tiny little things?
Yes.
Okay.
The 2009 smart car, when the first day I drove off the lot
Do you
with
have the paperwork from the sale?
I do.
May I see it?
Yes.
Go ahead. She'll get it. Go ahead.
Okay, the first day I drove off the lot with the car, the engine backfired.
Did you have a warranty on the car?
Yes.
Okay, and was a warranty through a third party? It should be right on your paperwork. Show me your paperwork.
Here's the warranty right here.
Oh, so you do have it. And is it by a third party? Like, in other words, does it say,
Yeah,
sure, and it has a phone number for you to call,
Yes.
instructions? Okay, so something goes wrong, and what do you do with the car?
Well,
what is it that went wrong?
Well, the engine backfired, and I called Eric because I wasn't certain what to do. And the guy, he's the representative at JT Auto who sold me the car. So I called him, and I said, the car backfired. A loud gunshot noise came out the back. He reassured me that it would, and I said, I thought you looked at the car. He said, well, I personally didn't look at the car, but, somebody else looked at the car. And I said,
What do you do? Do you bring it back to them, or do you bring it to someone else?
At the time, I didn't know. What'd
you do?
Actually, as a matter of fact, I didn't do anything. At that time, he reassured me over the phone.
So you keep driving it, and what happens?
A lot of the signals in the cars kept coming on.
When did that happen?
That happened just a few days after getting the car, maybe just like 4 days after that.
And what do?
I called him again.
You call him again, and then what happens?
He just reassures me that it could be something electrical.
When do you finally have the car seen, and who do you have it seen by?
I had it seen by Eric maybe 2 weeks after of November, maybe the end of November.
Okay, so it's still in November.
Yes, well, I got it the 17th, and then, maybe a week or two passed when I was
Do you have any records of a visit in November or early December?
I have no record of a visit. I have a record of a phone call end of November.
Okay.
Yeah, she called and said that she was losing air out of her tire. And
what else?
That was it. There was no mention of anything else.
Did you talk to her or somebody else?
Lauren spoke with her.
Do you actually remember the phone call or not really?
Yes, she said that she had air, she lost air, and she had to fill her tire up with air multiple times after.
Okay, did she ever talk to you, though, about the other problems that she's testifying to here? When does she bring it in for Eric to look at, according to you?
There's one day that she came into the office.
Okay.
And that was after, I guess, this whole mess began, when she insisted on us taking the car back, got kind of upset, and we ended up having to call the police. That was the only time.
And that happened on what day?
2/8.
Okay, so according to you, she doesn't come back to the dealership till 2/8. According to you, how many times between November when you bought the car and 2/8 do you go back to the dealership?
3 times I went to.
Okay, what were you saying no to?
No, she had, that's not,
I have a simple question, and I need you to listen to what I'm saying. How many times did she go to the dealership to have a complaint?
One time.
2/8?
Are you aware of another time?
Well, she came in for the tire problem. She came in for, we made an appointment on December 1st 2017, and we took care of the tire problem.
Okay, why is it that you guys are fixing the stuff? Is that what's called for under the warranty?
No. That warranty allows you to have it fixed at any facility you like.
Okay, did she pay, so she paid for a warranty, where's the, what is the name of the warranty company?
AUL.
Where's the warranty paperwork?
I thought it was up in there, but I'm sure it's in here. That is
Do you
what I
have the
gave you.
warranty that was sold to you? Let me see that warranty, hand me that paper. So here's the warranty company, it's AUL, there's a phone number, roadside towing assistance, claims department, 24 months, that's a good warranty. And you paid $1,000 for it. So I guess my question to you is, did you ever call them and make a claim for the things that you are claiming here in this lawsuit?
The reason why I didn't call for the warranty is because Eric reassured me that there were no issues.
Well, what's wrong with you? Are you like,
No.
how old are you?
I'm 30, but I didn't have a car.
I know, but you don't need to have a car. Why are you trusting, the wolf to guard your, I mean, no offense,
I
but I'm
didn't
saying,
know any better. Like,
right,
it wasn't,
but and I shouldn't even, that's not even a fair statement to say of Eric because there's a warranty, so he's really no skin off his nose.
I called the warranty. It's not like I did
what'd they
it.
say?
He told me that the electrical...
He who? Eric or the warranty?
Explained to me that the electrical issues are not covered by the warranty. He said the warranty covers the car bumper to bumper, but no electric. After that, I kept explaining to Eric, listen, I'm having little issues with the car. He said, bring it to me. I'll do a diagnostic. He put a little machine on the car, and he said nothing was wrong. He said, I don't see anything. There's nothing popping up.
Did you take it to anyone else besides
I took it
Eric?
to Mercedes-Benz.
When?
February 1st is when it dates.
February 1st is when you call Mercedes.
Yes, no, when I took it to Mercedes to get it serviced. Because it had been before that.
And what did Mercedes tell you?
They gave me the diagnostic.
And told you what? What was
wrong? That the oil was leaking from the engine, and every time I would drive the car, it was coming out the back.
Okay, so they tell you what is wrong?
Yeah, they said that they had
And do they tell you how much it will cost to fix the problem?
Yeah.
What?
A basic diagnostic cost me $140.
Right.
For them to remove the engine and everything, they were charging me a lot of money.
So did you pay Mercedes to fix it?
Yeah, I paid them the $140 to
No,
not to fix it. To do
Mercedes to
no,
fix
sorry,
it?
to get the diagnostic, not to fix it. Actually, the reason why I didn't get it fixed is because.
Did you ever get it fixed?
No.
Okay.
It was way too expensive.
You know you have a warranty.
I called, that's what I was about to explain.
Okay.
I called the warranty, so did JTL Auto. JTL Auto called the warranty, and they spoke to the warranty, and the warranty said to them, the parts that you are asking for is not covered under this warranty.
Where is the exception to the warranty? Where do I find out what's not covered? Because I don't see a back page exempting things. What is that? Is that the back of this page that nobody bothered to give me?
For the warranty.
Where is your actual warranty? Not a copy of it, the actual warranty.
That is all they gave me.
You're gonna need this.
Okay, this starts with letter J.
I tell you, I'm kind of surprised that that's even in there. I wouldn't have expected to.
Okay, but I expect to see what the warranty covers.
I understand
and doesn't
that.
cover. But here's where my problem lies. Did you make a claim with the warranty?
Yes.
And what did the warranty tell you? Not what Eric tells you.
Oh, the warranty told me when I called them, they said, we do not cover the front seal leak. They don't cover the trans clutch that was wrong. They don't cover the engine support mount that was torn. They don't cover half of everything that was wrong with the car. They don't cover that.
Show me the Mercedes. Fluid leaking out of the back of the vehicle, front crank seal leaking, trans clutch malfunction, engine support mounts. Found multiple codes in the module, info, internal information line, customer states extended warranty, contract, perform multi-point inspection. What does the warranty cover?
It will give you your engine, your tranny. These parts, no warranty covers the clutch.
Who has a car now?
The finance company repossessed it. To my knowledge, I put a repossession order there. You have it. With the.
Where's the car?
The car's with them.
No.
So the finance company repossessed it?
The finance company.
Are you not paying your car payment?
No, I got a deferred payment from Carvant Financial.
And then what happened in March?
I didn't have any money to cover it.
So you didn't pay March?
Mm-mm. What happened was I dropped it off to be fixed because Mercedes.
Who repossessed it?
Mercedes.
Carvant Financial services.
Did they repossess it? They'd call you if they repossessed it.
No, I dropped it off at JTL Auto, and I told JTL Auto told me they were going to fix the car. This is when.
And then what happens?
Now, they didn't fix anything at all. JTL Auto, they said, you're going to have to fix this yourself.
So what did you do? Pick up your car?
No, I couldn't pick it up. It doesn't drive.
Yeah, you could pick it up even if it doesn't drive.
No, I left it there because...
And see, the rest of us mere mortals, what happens is when we have a car and it doesn't drive, and and I have an obligation to a finance company, you continue to pay your monthlies.
I had no problem with paying my monthly.
Except for you didn't in March.
Listen, in March, but what happened
is... when did they repossess the car?
February 20th.
When they repossess... Why would they repossess it February 20th if they were in fact deferring her February payment? She paid January.
Because I guess she wasn't following up. I don't know what went on between. I can tell you what I have in front of me.
Do you have any proof of your communication with the finance company?
Yes, that's with the deferred payment.
Okay.
Yes.
When March happened, why didn't you pay for the car? Well, I couldn't drive, so I wasn't going to pay it. You don't think there's a consequence to that when you have a finance contract of how many thousands of dollars did you finance?
$4,000.
Right. You don't think that there's a consequence to not paying it?
Do car sellers take advantage of women?
It depends, but I would say for the most part, yes.
Why is that?
I think they assume that women don't know anything about the kind of technical aspects of the car.
Is that generally true, not true?
I would say no.
Okay, I like the way you said no. That's good. Going inside the courtroom.
Oh, you're supposed to sign this and give this back to them. You didn't. This is the deferment form. Why didn't you sign this and give it back to them? They were going to give you, she's right. They wanted to give you a few months to get your act together.
Oh, I didn't know that they wanted it back.
Well, you know what, honey? At some point, you got to read the document, all right? Here's what we got. We've got a warranty. Your warranty is what you bought. We've got a finance company willing to work with you, and you don't sign it, but you want everybody else now to percolate like popcorn over heat because you didn't sign this and take advantage of the incredible generosity of their offer to defer 2 months. That was awesome.
Yeah,
why didn't you sign it and give it to them? I didn't have a warranty. I didn't have this. You handed me this document. You had this. Why didn't you sign it and give it to them? You know where it says signature? If I do this, I have requested this. I will not be charged a fee for this deferment. Finance charges will continue. I didn't know I had to sign that. Seriously? Because I'm not buying that.
Well,
here's what's going on. You do not get $5,000 for a defective car. You bought a used car, and what you have a right to claim is one of two things. Things you can prove were wrong with the car at the time of sale that they hid from you. We do not have that going on here. This is not one of those cases. That's called fraud. Or things that go wrong after you purchase the car. And that would be what's in your warranty. Warranties usually do have exclusions. So if it turns out that your warranty had exclusions in this regard, that is on you. That's the warranty you bought. Now, what I'm most concerned about is you dropping off the car and saying, I'm not picking it up. Because that was a huge error in judgment. So now you're out the car completely. We could be in a situation where you still had the warranty and you weren't out the car completely, but because of the way you've handled this, you've got nobody to blame but yourself. So on your claim against them, 0. That's my judgment.
Ms. Lewis, let me just ask you a couple quick questions here. This has been a tough day for you. She didn't want to talk?
No, she don't want to talk.
She's a little upset she's out of a car. No warranty, no car. Well, she does have a warranty. Maybe. We don't know. What do you think? She does have a warranty, right?
She does, yes.
Yeah. But what the problem is may not be covered.
How does she have a warranty if the paper was never signed? It doesn't make sense. They don't have a signed warranty, and she doesn't have a signed warranty. And she was given a warranty the day she reported
went back. We heard that during the case.
2 months later. So if she had a warranty, why wasn't it signed the day that she...
The big issue right now is what about the car? The car's been repossessed, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't have the car.
She gave it back a month into having a car.
Well, she's out. She's out.
I guess.
Unfortunately, she's out.
They'll pay for it.
Okay. This is a tough case.
Yeah.
And you didn't have everything in, but then again, you didn't know you were going to need it, so...
Yeah, I didn't realize that I would need the
You have
whole
issues like this very
warranty.
often?
No, I'll tell you.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Right? Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
You know, everybody knows it's important to get a warranty when you buy a used car. What you don't think about is most people just don't read the warranty. If you don't read all of it, at least read the part that says what the warranty covers and what it doesn't cover. That will do you well down the road.